Hi guys, and welcome to my kitchen again. Today I want to share with you my special recipe for absolutely delicious New York cheesecake that is absolutely beautifully delicate in texture and turns out perfectly every single time. Stay tuned and see what my trick is. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe and push the notification bell so you don't miss any new of my videos. I usually post a couple of times a week. To start with, we need to make the base. In order to do that, we need some digestive types plain crackers crushed into tiny pieces. To them we add a little bit of cinnamon and just mix thoroughly. And then we also need to add some melted butter. It might be melted completely or very, very soft. And then we combine it until we receive kind of paste. Like you can see, the paste starts to stick together. That's when it's ready. And now we can start to put it into the base of our form. When it comes to the form, we just prepare with a bit of butter and a little bit of flour on the sides, and on the bottom there needs to be an aluminium foil because you don't need any spillings in your oven. We put our crushed biscuits into the form and we just press it very thoroughly in order to get a really nice and even bottom. And right now, as you can see, there needs to be a tiny bit of a rim. It is more or less 1 centimeter of a rim. When it's ready, we bake it in 160 degrees Celsius for 8 minutes. Then we take it out of the oven to cool down, and then we put it into the fridge until we need it later. Now is the time to make the filling. So we will need the Philadelphia style cream cheese. First of all, we need to mix it, just the cream, to give it a nice and smooth consistency. We mix it on a very low speed because we don't want to incorporate too much air bubbles into them. While the cheese is mixing, we can just beat the eggs all together so they are well combined when we need them later. And right now it is a very important part of this whole recipe. We need to scrape the sides and the bottom and also the mixing attachment at least every 2 minutes, so we make sure that there are no lumps of cream anywhere, either on the sides or on the mixing attachment, because when we will be baking them they will not dissolve. So after a couple of minutes we can add the sugar. We just add all of the sugar at the same time. Then we add also the corn flour, the cornstarch, and then a little bit of salt. And we will be still mixing it on a very low speed until well combined. It starts to resemble a really nice and smooth paste. Remember to scrape the sides and the bottom and also the mixing attachment because we need a really nice and smooth consistency. Right now we will be adding our eggs. We add them in 3 parts, mixing very well in between. That was the first part, and right now we'll be adding the second part of the eggs. It will resemble a really nice, smooth mixture. That's what we really need. We want our cream cheese to be really, really nice and smooth. So of course our cake in the end is very, very smooth in the end as well. Right now we are scraping the sides again. As I tell you, it is very important part of this recipe. Otherwise the consistency will not be too nice. We can add our cream and also some lemon zest just to give it a nice aroma of lemon. And what I'm also doing is adding a little bit of vanilla just to give additional taste to it, and a bit of the orange oil. You can add orange zest as well. I just like orange oil because it gives a little bit more aroma to the cake. It is stronger than orange zest. And we mix it again until it's nice, creamy and smooth. And right now our butter is ready. We can prepare the form. What I like to do is to add a little bit of fruit. I'm using canned peach this time. It really goes well with the cheesecake. And on top of the peaches we can just straight away put our nice and smooth butter. It is absolutely delicious, decadent cake. You will love it when you do it. It is really worth the effort. And in fact, it doesn't really take that long to do. It was more or less like 20 minutes, so it's really not bad. We just make sure that the top of the butter is really nice and smooth. And right now, the secret part, the baking. In order to achieve this really nice browned and flat top cheesecake, you need to bake it first in 220 degrees Celsius just for 15 minutes. When you see that the top is browning, you lower the temperature to 100 degrees Celsius and bake it for another 1 hour 15 minutes. After this time, you need to turn off the oven, but do not open the door. We keep the cake in the oven for another 30 minutes, then we open the door and let the cake stand there for another 15 minutes. Then we can take it out. As you can see, the rim is a little bit browned, but not burned, and the top of the cake is really nice and flat. So right now, if we want to avoid any cracks, we need to separate the edges from the form with a knife, like so. When the cake starts to cool down completely, it will be already separated from the top, from the form, so it will not crack. Right now we just leave it overnight. You can put it in the fridge, and that's how the cake looks like when it is completely cooled down. We can take the form out, and that's our cake. It's ready. We can decorate it. If you don't want to, you don't have to decorate it. You can eat it as it is. As you see, the sides are just nicely brown, the same as just the rim of the top. And it is absolutely delicious cake. You can eat it as it is. I will decorate it with just a little bit of the cream. It's just a whipped cream with some mascarpone cheese, my favorite one really, because it's just so easy and quick to make. And I will also add some fruit to it, just because the fruit will always go well with cheesecake. That's how it looks like when it's ready. It's decorated. You can just eat it straight away as it is. I want to show you guys how the cake looks like inside. It is really nice and soft. You have to be very careful when you cut it, because it is really so delicate. And here we go. That's how the cake looks like inside. It is beautiful, smooth texture, and it is so soft and nice. I really encourage you to do one of those. It is worth the effort, and as you can see, it looks so beautiful and nice. It will really decorate every single table. It serves as just an occasion cake, or it's even good as a birthday cake, to be honest with you. I don't know anybody who doesn't love the good cheesecake, and this is an absolutely amazing example. So if you like this video, guys, make sure you subscribe, and see you next time.